Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are fine and safe. So our today's video is a requested one, as our previous video was also the requested one. So this is the biosafety issues. So moving forward to our topic. So what is first we should know that what is biosafety. So biosafety defines the containment conditions under which the infectious agents can be safely manipulated. Okay, this biosafety provides us the preventive measures and like the containment conditions, so that we can prevent the from the infectious agents to get us harmed, or the to like to and also to prevent the environment and the animal health. And these biosafety issues refer to the procedures and the policies and the principles which have to be adopted to safeguard the environment and the human population and their health. So it refers to the containment principles, strategies and practices that are adopted to prevent the exposure to the pathogens and the toxins. For example, many of the people, researchers which are working or performing experiments in the laboratories, many of the products or the byproducts of the experiments may or may not cause the harm to the human animal or the environment. So many of the preventive measures have been provided, procedures, policies and the principles have to be adopted to safeguard the environment and the human population. Okay, so these byproducts or the products from the experiments performed in the laboratory or the field condition can be toxin, and many of the pathogens are also there. So we can containment conditions should be maintained. So the term containment is what? So this is used in describing the safe methods, the preventive methods, facilities and the equipments for managing the infectious materials in the laboratory environment, and where they are being handled or maintained, so that we can get prevention from this infectious materials in the laboratories and prevent us from getting harmed. Then fourth is the biosafety issues, also refer to the set of guidelines have to be followed by a laboratory working person or the people working in fields or places where the handling of the harmful chemicals or the biological substance is done. So by following the set guidelines, they can ensure safety of the environment and public also of themselves. Now the biosafety levels are there. These are the series of the protections. Now they are individual safeguards designed to protect the laboratory personnel as well as the surrounding environment and community. So these biosafety levels, biological safety levels have been designed to protect the laboratory person as well as the surrounding environment and the community from the toxins or the byproducts or the products or the pathogens of the experiments performed, or while performing the experiments, or from the chemicals effect and the other things. Like the ranking of this BSL is based on the agents or the organisms that are being researched or worked on in any given laboratory setting. Now, who has set the biological safety levels? So, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention sets the biological safety levels. Then, as a way of exhibiting specific controls for the containment of microbes and biological agents. Okay, these have been set as a way of exhibiting the specific controls for the containment of the microbes and the biological agents. Now each biological safety level lab builds upon the previous level, thereby creating the layer upon layer of constraints and barriers. Now these lab levels are determined by the risk related to the containment, the severity of the infection, transmissibility, nature of the work conducted, origin of the microbe, agent in question and the route of exposure. Now the reason of these biosafety levels are so, means why it is important. It is important because they dictate the type of work practices that are allowed to take place in lab setting. They also heavily influence the overall design of the facility in question, as well as type of specialized safety equipment used within it. Now there are 4 biological safety levels. The first is, this applies to the laboratory settings in which the personnel work with low risk microbes that pose little to no threat of infection in healthy adults. Means this biological safety level 1. Okay, this is applies to that laboratory settings in which the work which is conducted in the laboratory is of low risk, like work with the low risk microbes that pose the little or no threat or of infection in the healthy adults. Now, what are the laboratory practices that should be done in the biological safety level 1? Okay, in the biological safety level 1 type of laboratory, what type of practices should be followed there? So the standard microbiological practices are followed, okay, as the standard microbiological practices we all know. Then the second is the work can be performed on an open lab bench or the table. For example, non-pathogenic traits of E. coli. Here the people concerned should keep the cleanliness in labs. Okay, the lab should be clean, and the lab area where the work has been done before and after the work, means the lab should be clean and the lab area where the work has been conducted should be clean, and before the work is started to like before the work is starting, before it should also be cleaned. Now should wear the protective lab gloves, safe handling of the sharp objects, wash hands, no spillage, so this should be taken care of. Now what should be done, or what laboratory practices should be taken care in biosafety biological safety level 2? So in this level the lab deals with the toxins or covers the laboratories that work with agents associated with human diseases, for example the pathogenic or the infectious organisms that pose a moderate health hazard. Okay, so in the first level, what laboratory practices have been done, where the microbes which are used as of low risk and or no any threat of infection in healthy adults, or little to no threat. Okay, but in second level the lab deals with the toxins or the covers the laboratories that work with the agents associated with the human diseases like pathogenic or the infectious organisms that pose a moderate health hazard. Okay, for example the mumps virus. So what practices should be adopted here in this case? Appropriate personal protective equipment PPE must be worn. Like this you should know, as the COVID times is going on, maybe you should know this PPE, and including lab coats and the gloves, eye protection, face shield can also be worn as needed according to the experiment. Now all procedures that can cause infection from aerosols or splashes are performed within a biological safety cabinet. A sink and eye wash station should be readily available. Biohazard warning signs, so that the other person who doesn't know that what is going on in the laboratory should know by seeing that signs, biohazard warning signs, that he or she should not go there, as it is as without the protective measures it is not safe for him or her to go there. Now all waste should be decontaminated before disposal, and a biohazard sign should be provided, as we have just learned. Now the biological safety level 3. So the work with the materials, this level works with the materials that can be easily transmitted through the air and cause the lethal infections like SARS. Okay, here what type of work is done? Like work with the materials that can be easily transmitted through the air, understood? And cause lethal infections like SARS. Okay, then they should work in cabinets where the airflow can be controlled, have filtered ventilators and sealed windows and the locked doors. The waste products should be discontaminated. Appropriate PPE must be worn, and respirators might be required. All work with microbes must be performed within an appropriate BSC. Okay. Now BSL 4. So as the highest level of biological safety, a BSL 4 lab consists of work with the highly dangerous and the exotic microbes. Means, as we have when we are going through this all the safety levels one by one, when we reach to this level, what this level says us to that it is the highest level of biological safety, and this lab, the biological safety level 4 labs, consist of the work with the highly dangerous and the exotic microbes, and the infection caused by this type of microbes are frequently fatal and come without treatment or vaccines. So two examples of such microbes include Ebola and Marburg viruses. BSL-4 laboratories have the following containment requirements. Personnel are required to change clothing, means the person who is doing the experiment, researchers are required to change the clothing before entering, shower upon existing, decontamination of all materials before existing. Personnel must wear appropriate personal protective equipment from prior BSL levels as well as full body air supplied, positive pressure suit, a class 3 biological safety cabinet. So thank you friends for watching this. Hope you like the video. If you have any queries regarding this video, you can ask in the comment section below, and the suggestions are welcome. And listen friends, this video is according to my my understanding of this topic. If if you think that anything is wrong in this video, or you can suggest the other things which can be right in this video, then you are which should be right in this video, then you can free to comment in the comment section below. And for the further or the detailed learning of this topic, you can refer to the Google, internet, or the any of the standard books, class 12th NCERT book, or any other book in which this topic is highly mentioned. So go through that if you want. So thank you, stay tuned.